These are the best highlights from the matchup between LGD and BLG during the 2024 LPL Summer Split.
Smite? I'm not sure I even saw who got the smite. I think it was Meteor in the end, as now a stun comes through. Haichao trying to join the play, but Knight might just get first blood here. One more auto, and it's Shun to pick it up. Knight gets the heal, but in comes Jin Zhao to turn it around once more. Haichao with another kill, and BLG sent packing out of the jungle. Jin Zhao wants a little bit more. But I don't think it will save the buff. There's no smite available right now. Shun is going to go down here, I think. That's going to be the Zenith Blade landing. Meteor flashes, Pyroclasm bounces off of the Drake, and that's the passive on top. Oh, the Primal Surge is last second, the heal from Elk. Shun actually survives in the end of things. Now Jin Zhao, the target, as Cullen comes through onto Haichao as well, dodging the rocket, but the piercing light sidestepped as well.
Getting a bit of a trade back at least.
So I just want to apologize quickly on stream. Oh, hang on, we're going to dive. Okay, Xiaoya just gets caught by on.
The fact that they haven't been is still okay for them. They're within acceptable margins right now. Need to make sure.
From Haichao, recall immediately channeled again, but there's no way he's getting home on this one. On trying to survive underneath the tower. Elk and Knight are on the way. On just has to survive as long as possible. Death charge across all three, and Jin Zhao has overstepped. On gets away with things, and now the chase down comes through. Oh, the might blocks the route from Elk, and it means I don't realize quite how much I rely on the sound cues. Bin takes a chunk. As we're posturing for a fight here. Knight still up in the top lane. This is 5v4 to start off with. And On is caught out. Solar Flare to find the CC chain. He's pretty tanky, but not tanky enough. And Xiaoya now stacking up on the Zeri. Bin turns it around, though. All Out comes into play, and he dashes back into the team. Flashes to safety and survives, but Elk has gone down. Knight next on the chopping block is Xiaoya. He's got an even bigger Gatling gun, and Haichao finishes the job. That's Herald for LGD.
It's 4-for-1, and BLG, they fall behind now in the early game. The Herald's going to go over to LGD, and a huge amount of gold just went over to Xiaoya on that Zeri. Alongside a lot of the other members, you look at.
Gonna come on through. We've got no game sound, so I think we should just do the game sounds for this team fight. Since there are absolutely no stakes in this game anyway, what difference would it make? But there's no team fight. There's no team fight. LGD just muscle their way in. It's team fight, though. I say we go for it.
It's like there are some of those rare opportunities where you said, like, oh, we can finally solo cast as a caster. Sometimes you're sat there and you're just waiting for those big moments. You're going straight in. We get ourselves a fight under the turret.
Oh, the
pew, 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 pow, pow.
Oh, he's pulled in.
Oh, he's going down.
I mean, there's too many things going on to realistically do any sound effects aside from just doing explosions. But there were
wake up. They don't want to be kept asleep.
Jin Zhao caught by On here, and it's a knock-up going through onto Meteor, but he doesn't die. And Birdall's found a flank. That's Elk, but he flashes over the wall in the uphill. Doesn't find his mark. Shun in the back of the pit will go down. LGD start the fight strong, but Knight wants to answer. It's LGD now in the pit, and that's a flash forwards from Bin. Railgun across the team's up with Xiaoya arriving on the play. Skarner goes down. Bin looking for more as he dives onto Xiaoya. On looking for a hook, and he won't find it. The flash comes out from Haichao as BLG now in full retreat. Jin Zhao wants to turn it around. The Zenith Blade is there. The Ultra Shock laser on top as well. Elk behind enemy lines. Is this a trade for supports here? It's absolute carnage.
LGD have such a powerful Zeri, they can't allow Xiaoya that room to maneuver.
So now, Drake started again. This time LGD on the scene, and it's looking to be their second trade. Oh, the reset. Oh, that is brutal for LGD because Meteor has been tanking this whole time. He's getting kind of chunks, but doesn't fully reset. And LGD, Ocean mid, you got a Nidalee in the jungle as well. You kind of want to be finding yourself advantages. Birdall finds Bin here, the Q3 to get the knockback, the W as well, and actually separates LGD for a second. Solar Flare dodged, and now BLG coming alive in the fight. On pulled in by the Impale, CC'd up by Birdall. On is tanky, but not that tanky.
And you can just see again, BLG, the damage from this area as well, is making sure that backline doesn't have a clean fight. Now BLG, they're stuck behind the pit. They can check with traps and the javelin tosses, but the Baron is going down.
Baron Star by LGD and BLG want to contest it. There is vision in the pit right now. Shun is in the area. This would be dangerous to flip it, but they're just going to go for it. In fact, they just engage upon Shun, so he can't even contend. Railgun across the team. Q3 lands onto Birdall, but in the meantime, Shun is down. And LG off onto Birdall here. The culling forces a flash out from the LGD top laner. Shun moving over as well as Knight looks for a little bit more. Birdall gets through the wall, but here comes Jin Zhao to try and answer, but the Zenith Blade goes wide. Shun caught up, trying to escape through the jungle now as the chickens run back into the picture. I thought that was Skada for a second. It was a chicken.
Knight's dead?
Wait, Knight died in the meantime. That must have been an Ultra Shock laser, I guess. This is getting weird.
They've had some suspect games, and LGD want to make sure that they're not just suspect games, they are lost games. LGD, they walk away with another great skirmish, and yeah, I think it was just a W on the tower. He spots the recall coming through it. Well, Xiaoya snipes him down. Knight probably just caught shopping.
You hate to see it. You just
Into the backline. That's not how you win League of Legends most of the time. Brand, if he ever gets significant damage off, is probably going to win a team fight at this point. So BLG need to find a way to find probably a pick outside of the 5v5. Onto Meteor if you can. He has a stopwatch. That's hard, but someone separate away from the 5v5 if they can manage it should be the goal. They're pushing in.
trying to make a siege happen in the mid lane. Solar Flare goes in. Are we looking for a fight here, LGD? They're outnumbered. It will be.
Gonna have to be on a pretty quick timer to contest Baron.
Health bars are low as well on Shun and Elk. There's a good amount of sustain here, but the Baron is so low already. BLG, they've got to try and find the fight instead. Railgun for shields across the team here. Depth charge onto Haichao as they're just going front to back. Birdall might just go down, but he dashes into the pit. Hook from on to find the kill. Spear goes into the backline as well as Haichao tries to chase out Shun and look for a return kill. Shun gets into the brush. One more auto will do the trick, but the rest of the fight is won by BLG, and Shun gets out with his life anyway. Suddenly, Haichao's alone. The back of the pit there potentially could be a TP ward, but it's only Knight with TP up, so you're not really expecting much of a flank there. On finds a hook onto Jin Zhao as he comes in. Death charge comes on through as well, and they one-shot him. That's the front line that just gets obliterated, and now LGD are scattered. Birdall flashes for the Impale. Maybe a chance of the show comes in onto Bin, and that's the front line down. Birdall pushing forwards as a route, lands from Elk, and Knight just about escapes with his life. Spears coming out to try and dodge everybody. Knight chased by Birdall, but Birdall can't.
The Dragon, it would be sold for LGD. I think it's going to get burned down.
TP is in. Soul for LGD as On looks for a fight. Shun jumps in onto Haichao, but he's stuck in the back of the pit now on his own. Elk tries to get in to heal his jungler and gets him out of dodge, but in the meantime, On has gone down. Birdall is TPing behind the BLG players. Elk forced away. Shun 1 HP as the players stick together, heal each other up and try and stay in the fight, but they're surrounded, corralled, and will be taken down. Elk has nowhere to go as he burns to a cinder. LGD might just have done it.
I think this is LGD slapping about the reigning champions of the LPL with these death timers. I think LGD can march in with the Ocean Soul as well, buoying them.
Nymera thinks that LGD might just be the best team in the LPL right now. You heard it here first, folks. I don't know if that's representative, but I'm sticking with it. Knight trying to dive underneath the tower on the top side goes down. LGD have just about done it. The Impale for a couple of bonus kills on the back of everything. BLG, gods can bleed. LGD find a game against the leader of their group. The crowd as well, which is always good to see. As our draft now, it's going to be Haichao bringing the Jace alongside a little Xiaoya under the tower. Elk hunting for the QE. It hits onto Jin Zhao. Bit of sustain from the Alistair is going a long way here. Those plants continue to get hits in. On looking under the tower. Xiaoya flashes with his first blood for Elk. As Jin Zhao now alone underneath the tower. The Hawk finds him. The minions can't quite finish the kill. I don't even think On was ready for that to hit, but On flashes for a kill of his own, and now it's Meteor alone under the tower. Will it ever end? Meteor 1 HP, and Shun goes down. Meteor turns it around onto one, and On falls as well. Wait, it was an execute onto Shun?
Huh?
But it's not going to find the knock-up, not going to find more kills, but it will find themselves a Drake.
Yeah, no, Shun. I'm really impressed with how he very quickly gets himself to the play, goes to the grubs, understands that without the Dark Harvest page and going for the Comet page, you can get access to water walking, has the tier 2 boots, immediately walks down to the bottom side of the river, using the entirety of the river successful.
Oh, Birdall going to go for an all-out in the top side, and Bin tries to just dive back through the wall, forced to flash. Birdall nicely played there, but Birdall had to flash as well to deny that. Bin has been caught, will be put to sleep. Meteor is here to finish the job. There's a kill into the pocket of Meteor as he potentially looks for Knight as well. That's an answer from Knight, and I think Knight wins these. He's looking for the 1v1. Meteor realizes he's got to get out of there.
Lucky the Knight for them because, of course, mid and jungle for BLG, adding insult to injury.
Oh, Jin Zhao's alone, not level 6. Goes for the flash, keeps himself alive for a second. On was tanking and backs away. Jin Zhao walks into the plants. I mean, stuck between a rock and a set of plants. I guess rocks.
It's a glorified ranged minion, and sadly for him, that is not that easy to deal with. Haichao is a little bit more strong, though.
Birdall looks for Bin once more. All out comes into play. Bin, I think, is just going to try and escape from this one. Has that flash available. Uses the flash before diving through the wall, and it means it can't be blocked. Jin Zhao, worst case. And there we go, CC lands. In the meantime, Herald slammed in the mid lane. BLG trying to find things elsewhere as Knight just gets absolutely thumped in the top side. Birdall trying to capitalize on something. Actually flashed away. I'm not sure he needed to flash there.
I think, was he flashing out of the roots from Zyra? Maybe that was the case, because if that was the case, yeah, Elk on walking towards top side, they might be able to catch Haichao. Doesn't have flash, yeah, they catch him.
Knight, Haichao sees what Knight was doing, and he's like, you know, Knight, you're one of my idols. Anything you can do, I'll do as well. On may have overstepped for this one, as the TP is actually cancelled. Now it's a 2v2. Meteor trying to get onto Elk, but he cleanses away from the dot there, so the sleep won't come on through. Hostile takeover hits as Meteor trying to get the damage in again, but the rend is stacked up and Elk survives. He looks for a second onto Jin Zhao, and now 1v1 with Xiaoya. He's so far ahead, and the reinforcements arrive. Barrier once again. Elk is king of the bot lane. From Elk and on there as a duo, the Mikhails, like you say, absolutely perfect. I'm going to be honest, when I saw the cleanse come through, I thought it was a little bit early. I was scared because, you know, you can cleanse the initial dose over the wall towards enemy territory. I'm not sure he's getting out of this one.
Baron's getting started.
Just dives on top, Impale onto 2. He's surviving for so long in this play. Baron is just spawning.
It's Zyra,
and
it's
that's
20 minutes.
Zyra. So many plants on the scene already. TP into the top side from Haichao. Jin Zhao is here as well. BLG, they don't get away with this one.
Oh, he's ready to reset, the plants are back.
The plants certainly are back. They're just going to try and burn it with everyone here. Actually using the Zyra ult just to buff up the plants. They're going for it. Birdall's there. Meteor's not in the pit. That's Baron taken. And now the plants can change targets onto LGD, who are desperately trying to get into the mix. But they're coming in one by one, separated in the fight. Birdall trying to find more, but Knight dashes apart and takes him to pieces. Good shot from Haichao on the backside of the play. But that is all LGD will find. 3 kills and a Baron for BLG. They might just look for more as well. Meteor found by Bin here. The slows are in. Knight finds it with the fate sealed in the end, and Haichao is left alone.
Their own mantle just a little bit in that game one, but they're well awake in this one. Such a good snowball, such a good play around the Baron. Some lazy resets from LGD have just snowballed into oblivion.
He's gone, he's gone. There's a kill for Bin as well, a little bit of a consolation. As BLG with Baron now try and pressure multiple lanes. Perhaps Knight has been found out here. Fate sealed, not going to be available, and actually comes out. The fate seal comes out to Birdall in the end. It does trade, and Birdall dodges away from the stun from Bin. In the meantime, Elk trying to get onto Jin Zhao on the opposite side of the play. Bin gets the kill onto Birdall. Overall, a
bit of 1-for-1, sure. I guess that ends up being okay for it. Xiaoya, he's got no mana either, no flash, no cleanse, probably no life.
I don't know if he's getting out of this one alive, as he just gets slowly but surely battered down, cut in half by the chainsaws of Bin.
BLG just don't stop either. They get themselves kills in mid lane and bot lane. Yes, they lose Knight, but, well, whatever. They got so many other people alive. Just whatever, small thing. And they get themselves Infernal Soul right at the end of that. It feels like a small thing. There's been no...
But perhaps LGD have more in the tank for game number 3, especially with Fearless Draft. You never quite know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they won't be able to play any of these champions again. You can play this stuff with the enemy teams played throughout the series, but nothing you've picked yourself. BLG, this will of course be their last series of playing, and LGD, their last series of playing Fearless. Goes back to standard draft in the next stage, so this is the last chance to show your learnings on this format. BLG pushing in for the killer blow.
Jin Zhao Chung does have the unbreakable will, but actually just flashes to get onto the Nexus, heal himself up, and now the last is an opportunity to do so. Bit of damage onto Jin Zhao, who is trying to get some wards in, but Bin, in the meantime, has found Hai Chao. It just feels like BLG are poking at every single angle simultaneously. Bin is just winning the 1v1 against the enemy mid laner. The flash doesn't even save him. Bin practically solo kills Hai Chao. And in the meantime, Shun has just started soloing
Wait, can
Baron.
he solo it? So he has himself pretty much max plants available, uses the ult again, but they're going to run out of duration. He'll get it to about half HP. Folks, I think someone has to go help him.
No.
Still on it.
I mean, he'll survive, right? The plants will just keep going. He's got Infernal Soul. He could do this. Elk's going to ruin it, but Shun could have soloed that. I'm confident.
There it is. Inhibitors down for LGD. Teleport in. This should be it.
BLG are just another breed, aren't they? Shun solos Baron while Bin is solo killing the enemy mid laner. And that will be 3 inhibs. That will be the Baron buff minions. Chow on a blast cone flank of the century, but I'm not sure he's finding anything on this one. His knight just looks for the 1v1 on the enemy Alistair. Hai Chao gets back onto the fountain, only just Birdle trying to buy space for his team. LGD desperately fighting one last fight. The hostile takeover denies any follow-up from Meteor's ult, and the impale means you can't even hide on the fountain. Nowhere is safe against BLG.
Fighters or tanks. Somehow one of them ends up building it. Remember Death Stance Ezreal when it was a purely defensive item? That was not okay.
Remember Blue Build Ezreal where he just goes like frozen heart second item or whatever into everything else?
Do you remember the Rune Glaive?
In BLG, they've got 4 different champions that have dashes that could be blocked. But a nice engage from On in the bottom side means Jin Zhao is just got. That's first blood for Elk, and that is a lot of sparring. Meteor trying to get up towards this crab. Both smites are available. This is a stack, and Meteor finds his angle. Birdle now flashes to get onto Shun, knocks him up, sets up for the damage of Meteor, and gets a kill for himself. Not contending with them, BLG starting these grubs off again. They got the first 3 already. Jin Zhao forced to get out of dodge. That's 4 grubs for BLG. They should be happy with that. And maybe don't want to fight. Pyroclasm comes out onto LGD as everybody dives on top of Birdle in the top side of the play. Smite not available for Shun. It is for Meteor, so that should be another. No, it's taken by Shun. Was that an auto attack?
On the Tristana, he's looked really good. On Hai Chao's LeBlanc, maybe you can talk about Lunfeng and his Akali or Yasuo or something like that too. Excited to see these champions. It's been a game where LGD have managed to at least hold back what's happening in the bot side. Somewhere along the way also, Meteor has got the 4 marks. So range increase for Meteor, very, very important. This Kindred is another damage threat if you do get ahead of the game, if you get a lot of good marks. We already talked about how it affects your entire kit. He's not here for the play right now though.
Jin Zhao's caught up and will. Oh, Elkara!
That's for these players, either historically or recently.
It certainly is. Aside from the Corki. Nice Corki. I don't want to talk about it. Meteor jumps over the wall and finds Bin on the other side. The Croc is here in the middle of the mix. Meteor survives, though, and doesn't have to use that ultimate. Jin Zhao wished he did, though, as he falls. In the meantime, Hai Chao taking a beating from Knight.
Out of that Herald, but now BLG down an important gauge tool. I don't think they can take a fight around this if On doesn't have a good combo. BLG might have to just sit and watch this go down.
It's going to go down so fast at this point. This will be the Drake taken for LGD. It's just a question of whether a fight can happen afterwards. Hai Chao nearly solo kills Elk in the backside as On is suddenly in amongst the entire LGD squad. I mean, it's sole point and it's a freebie on the back of it.
And Meteor also gets himself Mark 6. He's almost at his 2nd range increase on the Kindred. BLG, they showcase us some classic Safari kill. That would have been the 2nd range increase just before the Ocean spawns. Bin loses flash. Would have to teleport in. It's more Safari League of Legends. BLG just watching the wildlife die.
That is Ocean Soul for LGD, and BLG just look none the wiser. They look completely nonplussed on this one. I guess this is going to be A call for a tier 1 in the mid lane. We're getting to desperation stations for BLG.
Yeah, they were just bird watching. They watched the dragon go down, not contested it. They are pushing in mid lane, but they might get teleported on. Here comes Birdol.
Mid tier 2 goes down. Xiaoya just gets one shot. He's gone. It's like a magic trick. I thought LeBlanc was on his team. And now looking towards Birdol on the top side. This is the moment for Meteor to separate himself from the pack here. If he can manage to make this fight work, if he can find the smite, if he can find the fight. BLG committing. Look at the damage across the roster though. Health bars all getting so damn low, but not as low as LGD. Meteor late on his ultimate is on. Jumps in to protect himself and Birdol falls. Meteor flashes to safety, but he's the only living member of his squad as BLG find more.
Oh, that's the ult, not quite Sashin Soul, and he's healing off for jungle camps, so they're going to go towards it. Meteor doesn't have flash. This should still be going down. There's no teleports to commit to this either.
There's no vision. Meteor, the only way to know this is happening is to go in face first, and he doesn't see it from the rush. He's just spotted it, but it's too late. The Baron is gone. Meteor desperate to answer, but he just...
Ocean Soul for the rest of the game, of course, but BLG have the Baron to maybe snowball things in the next minute.
It's the reality of playing AD carry in a professional setting. You make one mistake and you...
Maybe that makes a difference, but, you know, then you've lost your Ezreal, you've lost your LeBlanc, and we did say that this can be a hyper carry Kindred, but it is not that damaging just yet.
This Ocean Soul doesn't seem to be doing very much right now as Elk dives in. Maybe the Ocean Soul is doing something for Birdol because he somehow lives through and the Prey Seeker goes wide. Birdol barely gets out with his life, but Jin Zhao not so lucky. And the siege can continue for BLG.
Oh, BLG, they've just taken a single inch and made a mile out of it. Baron buff snowballing through the bot side. They keep taking down this turret on, spots Meteor, but rank of his ultimate for huge follow-up range. Meteor on his own, but looking for the assassination.
It's 1v1, or so he thought. Knight arrives on the play. And Meteor, that's Fate's call, and the W lands from Elk! The Hunter finds his mark after all, and it's Kindred that is the mark this time around. Haichao, now desperate to find his own escape, should be able to get over to the rest of his team. 50-50 against a Kindred. Because that Lamb's Respite makes things a little unfair.
And it's just coming up right now. Shun doesn't have the tier 3 of his own pyroclasm. Here goes On!
On just dives into the mix. Can they find Birdol? But On is the one to go down instead. Birdol burning on the back line, but still alive. The Poppycopter looking as the Lamb's Respite on the back line. Everybody's so low as now it's Chaos to finish the health bars. LGD are winning it out. True Shot barrage across the team as Shun will go down to Haichao. No, misses the chains, and Shun turns it around. Turns golden. Both of them golden. But there's a shot from Xiaoya, redemption from the pick earlier, and Elder now on
which wins the day for LGD. They're going to get themselves the Elder Dragon. They're not going to be able to push in on this wave, but Knight has to teleport back to base. It's the only surviving member of BLG. LGD, they haven't found themselves a clean team fight for a while.
As they start this Baron off, no way BLG can contest, and LGD might just be on the cusp of a massive upset to end their group stage.
Oh man, BLG, they have been criticized for not taking games seriously, for being disrespectful.
That's why LGD are pulling the trigger. They're desperate to finish the game before Elder's gone. They've only got 9 seconds left to work with. And the buff will time out. That is BLG's opportunity to try and flip things on their head. Last second of Elder as Knight gets back onto the fountain and will survive. Meteor's used the Lamb's Respite and he goes down. That's 2 kills as BLG hunt for more. Shun turns golden, keeps himself alive. Xiaoya misses the Q. He's underneath the tower and he will fall, but it's traded for Birdol. Haichao now has to escape. Xiaoya as well, fleeing for his life. And a TP behind enemy lines from Bin. He wants the flank to save the game. Haichao and Xiaoya, can they do the impossible against BLG? Bin gets onto the back line, but he's just not tanky enough. Xiaoya has the damage and Haichao finishes the job. And now Xiaoya, a chance to prove his quality. But Elk dives onto his opposite man and Knight finishes the job. Haichao versus to end BLG's hopes in this game. The minions are pouring in through the mid lane as Haichao buys time, denies the recalls and looks for a pick, but on out. Plays it! Haichao down! BLG back in the game!
LG! There are so many people to keep their eyes on. 1v1!
Oh, Knight and Haichao in a 1v1. Flash from Knight, but Haichao finds it. 1,000 gold and a 1v1 against one of the best. Birdol forced the flash. True Shot Barrage hits the rest of BLG though. And in the meantime, Elder's already started. This is 4v5 across the map as Haichao is looking to try and end the game. Birdol keeps them away. Elder taken. LGD might just have done it. There's a couple of kills coming the way of Xiaoya. He's looking to finish the job. Elk in a 1v1 on his opposite man, but with Elder in play, there's just no chance. Haichao looks to finish the game. He solo kills Knight to set up the win, and now he's the one to put the final nail in the coffin. It's beautiful from the man in the mid lane, and LGD, they upset the LPL reigning champions and find their way into Group A.
These were some of the best moments from the matchup between LGD and BLG during the 2024 LPL Summer Split. Which moment was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below.